Incredible greetings, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. How art thou? Incredible afternoon, everyone. All right, it's a Saturday edition. Wow, that just felt like deja vu. Y'all ever have those feelings of deja vu? Even me saying, have y'all had those feelings of deja vu felt like deja vu? That is so freaking weird. But hello, everyone. Welcome in. I am Shakia, the professor of HSINK365. We are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products. We carry the absolute best sublimation paper and ink. Our paper allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds, which we're going to do a little show and tell of that. Because I have a set of ribbons. I had the extra one. I have to do 2 more prints, but I actually had already had that extra one printed out. And then they end up ordering some more. So I have to do that. But I want to fix something on it before I send it to print again. But we're going to do that. So I have the heat press going. So you will get to see our amazing sublimation paper work in 30 seconds at 365 degrees. All right, we're also the home of 365 Creative Academy, where we help you to unlock your creativity in a wide variety of classes and programs. We have some amazing things for the summer, our summer camps. Not summer camp, summer school. Thinking about my kids right now. So our summer school for business. which the beginning of this video, I'm definitely going to talk about that. We're going to have some Q&A. I'm going to answer your questions, but I am going to get that part out of the way. That way I can take that little snippet out and be able to repost it about, or just direct you guys to that section talking about the summer programs that are coming up. So like I said, we have our summer school. We also have some design workshops, and we also have, finally, because so many people are getting into it and they are asking about it, we are going to have some learning programs for the Roland B in 20. That is also coming up for the summer. So it's going to be a jam-packed summer. Jam-packed, so that you guys are ready for the fall and back to school and gearing up for what is one of the biggest seasons for handmade businesses. And even if you're just doing it as a hobby and you just want to kind of monetize that, the holiday seasons tends to be a really, really, really big season and profitable season. So we'll want to make sure that you guys are set up for success with all of these different programs. Again, all of them, well, I say again, but in my head, I was already thinking it. All of these may not be for you. You don't have to take all of them. Really look at it and see what is going to be most beneficial to you, and what you can handle financially, because of course these are paid programs, but I am going to go through all of those. But 365 Creative Academy is where we teach all of these different things at. All right. So when I do these sessions, of course, they are open Q&A, and the more that you guys ask, the better the session is. But like I said, I am going to start off talking about our summer programs and what all they entail, going over some of the price points and just what's to come. Okay. All right. Make sure that you guys do give this video a thumbs up. Drop a hey, how you doing? If you are watching right now, I need for everyone that is watching just to drop a comment. 2 letters. Just say hi. Say hey. You don't even have to put hey, professor, but any comments that you put on there, it definitely helps the algorithm, and it lets those platforms know, hey, this is content that we need to be distributed because folks are going to need this. So drop a comment. Go ahead, take 2 seconds. Y'all know I'm always giving of myself to you guys freely. I come on here, I answer your questions. The least that we can do is help out the broadcast, and go ahead and give it a like. If you are watching over on YouTube, you have to click out of the live chat portion of it to give it a thumbs up, and then come on back to the live chat portion to post your questions or just interact. So make sure that you guys are interacting with each other. If you see someone, say hey. You see a name pop up, somebody that go ahead and say hey to them as well. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and say hello to a few people. All right, let's see who is on and watch. Okay, I'm not sure who that one is. Just says Facebook user. Hey. Actually, I don't know if I did it, but look on the in the description, click more underneath all of my stuff. It should be something there where you can give StreamYard permission. So when you're in a group, because that is a private community, it doesn't just show your name. So I have no idea who it is, but hey, how you doing? Let's see. Hey, Chanel, how art thou? Hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us and watching. Hello. Welcome in. I am doing incredible, fantabulous, as that Oprah soundbite says. Hello. Oh no, glad that you finally got power. Hello, did you see I tagged you in, because I'd actually posted the link twice, but I made a new post and I tagged you in it, so hopefully you saw that. Let's see. Incredible afternoon. Hello. Thank you guys so much for dropping the hellos in there. Thanks for all you do. I'm learning so much. Awesome. That is the goal of 365 Creative Academy, and why I started doing this was to be able to share my knowledge with others. Yes, we have built a business on it, so there are things that are monetized, but I'm still going to always come back to my roots, and do my live videos. And I often don't get to do a lot of Saturday ones because I try to, like, I'm either working on some stuff and then trying to get home to enjoy the rest of my weekend, which I'm trying to do today. So I was like, let me help and get this video done so I can get home. Although it's going to be still like working because I have some things prepped for that I have to prep for the school and summer school and getting all that stuff together. But I love it when I can do a weekend session because I know most of you guys work during the week. I'm on the East Coast, so this is a good time frame right now. It's where we can have the East Coast, Central, Mountain, Pacific. So I like to be able to do the weekend sessions, okay? Let's see. Thank you for your fast shipping on your supplies. Yes, if you don't know, our sublimation paper or really any of our products that we sell, it is always, well, let's go over here to the main page. Any orders before 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time ship out the same day. So we are, really quick with the processing, and you choose how fast it gets to you by selecting which carrier and which method you want it to be sent out to you. But we don't hold on to it. We have the capabilities. We have the paper on hand, the ink on hand, and things like that. They are ready to ship, and we ship them out to you same day if your order is before 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? Thank you for watching from Houston, Texas. Texas is actually where our neighbor is visiting right now, so. All right, so y'all ask me, how y'all doing? How you doing? Okay, how y'all doing on this good old Saturday? What is it that you guys are working on besides watching me now? What were you doing before you clicked onto the professor's live broadcast? Hopefully something beneficial to your creative endeavors, whether it is as a business or if you're still just in hobby phase and you're like, hey, if I ever decide to turn into a business, I want to be, incredible and excellent at what I do. So I'm just kind of, still in hobby phase. And if I make a couple of coins, great, but you're not really full on business. What have you done today just to support your creative endeavor? You should always be working that creative side of your brain when you're into this, as you guys like to say, crafting world. Let's see. I appreciate what you told me the other day about not having such a big ego. I respond to people on Facebook asking who can make them a shirt. I did start responding, got a couple of new customers. See? Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I will say it's not too often that I actually get some feedback on things that I have said, especially in these live videos and how it's worked out for you. So thank you so much for coming back and giving us that feedback. Working on a tumbler order. Awesome. Tumblers is one of the things that I was going to talk about today in our live. So I had my little tumblers here. Someone asked a question, so I was going to mention some things about tumblers, and it also kind of coincides with our summer school. We do have a day where we are going to do the tumblers. I know a lot of people struggle with getting the good seams, and I've done a couple of videos, but I do want to kind of be in a situation where I can see exactly how it is that you're wrapping it. I can help you identify what the issue may be. I'm able to see your equipment. So with that session, if you are able to join live, definitely do that. Right now, we only have the full summer program on the site. We will have, you will have an opportunity to attend. Like, if you can't do the entire summer program, each week will be available for purchase a la carte. But those who are in the summer program, they do have some extra bonuses that's going to be available to them. All right. Which, hold on, you know what? Now that I think about it, I don't know if let me check something real quick. Oh, I didn't. Ooh, it was still in draft mode. I was like, wait, did I make that go live yet? I did not. So now we're going to go publish. There we go. Okay. But yeah, so there's already a bonus there. And there's going to be some other freebies for those who enroll in the full summer school. Okay. Someone says, I discovered how to get a free business email. Oh, that is awesome. Now, if you want to share, definitely do that. If you're looking to, inbox me about it, but if you want to share with others, definitely do that. And let them know what site they can go at to check that out and do that research for themselves. All right. You are very welcome. I forgot how to use my points when ordering. Okay, I will go over that. Cutting rhinestone templates, got a Cameo 2, trying to figure it out. Well, wait, is that your first Cameo machine? That's one of the best ones though. But is that your first Cameo machine? Let's see. Thank you for joining someone else from Texas. How are you? I'm working on a couple of shirt orders, both Sublimation and HTV. I'm still an HTV girl myself. There's just certain things certain looks look so much better with HTV. They will be mainly during the daytime for the summer school. Actually, and most of the workshops are during the day. The rolling ones, it's going to be kind of mixed. Summer school, the Friday sessions are in the evening, but the Tuesday and Wednesday sessions are during the daytime. As I explained previously, I mean, I'll end up working overtime if I had to stay here through the evening because, we take the kids to camp. I'm up early. So I try to have like a regular normal work day. And I know it's more convenient for those who might be, you're still working and stuff during the summer months as well. But I can't really always do everything in the evening because then I would be in this office all day long, and then I would have to charge more because then that's like working overtime. Y'all like to get paid extra when you're working overtime, right? So the majority of them are daytime sessions. They are like, I tried to make them like lunchtime and trying to get a good time frame where I'm on the East Coast. I can't really service everyone and do a class specifically at that time, which is one of the reasons why we provide unlimited access to the playbacks of it. It's also the reason why we give you access to our student union group so that if you have questions, you are never left, alone. If you have a question about something that was there, don't inbox me, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all, it's a general question. Go post it in the group. So you have that group there, and then you have access to the playbacks. But yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday for summer school is during the daytime because those are our design and business days. And then our practical days where it's like actually doing the project, that is on a Friday starting at 6:30 p.m. But we're going to get into that. Okay, so you had it, but you've never used it. Which one did you have before? Because you said you just got a 2. So which one did you have before? Let's see. She says that you guys can check out, it's called Zoho. It's called the Forever Free Plan. So check that out, do your research on that and see if that's something that works for you. To me, I'm not always one where I feel like free is always better, like certain benefits and certain things that kind of come with it. I know like where mine is from through SiteGround, that's like our hosting site. I'm able to have several emails, and I can really segment them. So like having like an admin one for all of our like business type things when we have to do official emails and stuff like that. Then each employee or each person can have their own email. We have one for info. We have one that's for orders. So I do like being able to create several different emails. I'm not sure if that's an option with them, but that is, pretty cool. But I would be interested to know how your domain works with them, because normally when you have the business one and it's your business name, it's connected with your domain, and your domain is something that you have to pay for either yearly, or there's some plans that are like for a couple years. So that would be interesting. I'm actually going to write that down, and I'm going to look into that, because during our business one, the first week, we're talking about domains and business and all those different things. So if that is an option, I greatly thank you for that, because I'll be able to let them know. So still fighting with my role and trying something different. I'm going to enroll for the rolling class. I won't be able to participate live, but I will watch the playbacks. All right. Oh, that's the only one that you have. Oh, because I thought you said you just got it. Oh, okay. I mean, the one thing with it is like it's just setting it up. So cutting it, it's with that one, you just manually adjust your blade and you put it in there and you send it to cut. You just have to, figure out you may have to figure out like the right blade depth. All right. I have a Cameo 4 and I'm in love with it. I do like my Cameo 4. I mean, the Bluetooth part and it disconnecting and always having to reconnect is a little, iffy. I don't use my auto blade. I only use I put the ratchet blade in the adapter, but it is a pretty good one. I still love the original and the Cameo 2. Those are my absolute favorites. Hi Shakia, how are you? What is a good wide print printer that is not a workhorse? I'm having issues with them. Ooh, okay. So let me okay, so I guess you're getting your domain hosted through them as well then. So you get 5 free emails with one domain. Oh, that's awesome. So I'm definitely going to look into that because that will be a great resource when we do the creative business summer school. So let's talk about that real quick. And then I'm going to answer some of the questions that are here, right? So we here at HSINK365, one of our companies is, of course, is 365 Creative Academy. And we're having a summer school. And it is a creative business. Y'all know that's what I call it. Instead of saying craft business, crafting to me is, it's a hobby. It's like it makes me think arts and crafts. What we do is we create, amazing handmade products or just creative keepsakes and things like that. So we refer to it as creative business. However, if it helps you bridge that gap, just know that we're talking about crafting and things like that. But that transcends to so many different, areas. One of the things that I feel is most important in this is designing. Now there are several who have started businesses and very successful at it, so where they don't worry about designing, they don't worry about like really they don't worry about like really creating their own custom designs. They may have certain visions and they're going to have somebody else who is more skilled in designing execute that. And that is perfectly fine. Even for you guys, if you feel like the designing part of it is a little bit too much for you to handle and you just kind of want to work on, marketing your business, working, running your business and actually producing items, then, look for graphic designers. Know that it's going to cost you some money. It's not the same as just getting, a file from Etsy or someone's site because they're mass producing those. When you're commissioning someone to like make a file for you, like that's to your style and to your liking, be prepared to spend some money for the release of that. And that, again, that is something that we're going to talk about. But one of the things that I love to teach is designing, because if you have a desire to at least just put together your own designs, even if it's just 3 or 4, and these are your signature designs, and it is okay to sell these same things, even if it's all year round, the company like God is Dope, like it just they've expanded and they have different items, but it says the same thing. And if someone liked that brand, you can buy that for someone for Christmas, for their birthday, for just whatever, if they're going to a church conference or anything like that. So they created a product that they don't have to go and like create all of these different custom things, and it's still a successful business. You can do that as well. And even with like just the creative stuff, maybe every season you really work on a few designs. Hey, during this quarter, this is what I'm pushing, or for like these seasons. I personally am not one who tries to create things like specifically based on every single holiday or every single season. That's, to me, in my experience, is not a real good business model, especially if you're doing these things yourself, because you're going to have to constantly keep switching your brain and trying to figure out what's next. And it can get kind of stressful. You'll spend all this time trying to find these designs, whether you're asking for them from dumps and, Facebook group dumps, or if you're going on Etsy and you're buying all these different things and you now don't have your own brand identity, your own design voice. So it's really hard to find your audience. That can be really detrimental to your business. So I'm not really one who likes to do something like for every single season and I'm creating designs for that. I like to create timeless designs. I am someone who works a lot more with like shapes and text. I do, of course, use backgrounds and stuff all the time, but I'm not big on like having really busy backgrounds and splashes and a lot of those different things. So everybody has just a different way of designing. So for me, I want to show you how to, you can, pull in pictures and how to pair text, how to create your own templates. That is for me what I feel like to be successful in this business, especially if you want to be the one that is going to create designs or market designs for every single holiday and every single season. You have to be able to know how to put those together, or you're going to spend a whole lot of money on designs. So that's like my main focus is always teaching the design part. I think once you really get a grasp of designing, it's you can identify like when you get a bad file. Let's say you still buy files, sometimes you're not perfect and you'll know like how to fix them. When we're getting these custom orders, we're getting stuff from clients and they may have their logo. Being able to identify if like immediately if it's going to work, if it's not going to work, before you go and you spend hours trying to make this file work because you want to secure that order and you've already promised them this order and then you find out, okay, I can't do this, So I want to I like help educating my community on those things. So our summer school, the first, there's a day for design, there's a day for business, and then there's a day for production. Of course, I cannot possibly teach every single craft or creative project in 5 weeks. So I picked ones that are, to me, are a great entry point. If you're still trying to find your way, you're not quite committed to any different process, whether it's making shirts or making party favors, making, different, like some people try and do it all by yourself, guys. I'm telling you, you're going to get burnt out if you can help and you actually run a company and have some people help. Trust me, I'm talking from experience that it gets very, very hard to do all of that. So, I forgot to write them here, so you're going to see me look over at the board. Week 1, the 27th, 28th, and 30th, we are going through just business. That is going to be straight business talk, introducing you to like different, things, different options for your professional emails. Or even if you are, I know of companies that to me are bigger companies here. I personally don't bat an eye at the fact that they were communicating with me from Gmail. Like recently, like I have the ones where, well, now they're not, but I have companies I deal with all the time and they have bigger storefronts. So when some people say, oh, you're not going to be able to get a business loan and this, that, and the third, I really think that's bullshit because I've seen companies thrive and it's about how you conduct yourself, not having those Gmails that is, sexygirl23@gmail.com, but you're talking about you're running a business. So we actually have a Gmail that is HSINK365@gmail.com. It serves a purpose for us. So we do have to sometimes communicate through that one, but we also have all of our HSINK365.com emails. But we're going to go through, I cannot advise anyone on exactly what takes place in your state, right? So like for Florida, example, we have sales tax. We don't have state tax at the end of the year. So like for us and our business, we just have to take care of our federal taxes. Of course, we do have to file our sales and use tax every single quarter. There are some states where it's going to be every single month. There are some states like Delaware that have no taxes at all. So I cannot advise you on every single state and what the requirements are. But what we will go over in week 1 is things that you should be looking into in your state to make sure that you are operating correctly, and finding out how do you file your sales and use tax, finding out, how do you get access to some of these wholesale sites. I see a lot of people saying EIN. Your EIN has nothing to do with how you get access to some of these wholesale places. That drives me crazy. People say EIN, because it's really about you saying that you're going to be a reseller, getting the discounts and or tax exempt from certain places. If you're not doing resale, you're not going to get that. And your EIN has nothing to do with whether or not you are a company that does resale. So we're going to talk about those things that you may not really know about, so that you can have those notes and you can do further research, okay, on what I'm telling you. Find out what works in not just your state. So for me, we have in Florida, I have guidelines for the state. There are certain guidelines for the county of Dade. And then there are certain guidelines for the fact that we have our own city inside Dade County. So then there are certain guidelines for the city of Miami Gardens. It's not so strict when you're working from home, but if you have aspirations of having a brick and mortar, that's when you have to think about like your business license, and you have to go to these different municipalities and to the city halls and find out all this information that you need to be able to think about scaling. So we're going to have discussions about these topics that you probably have never, ever heard anyone talk about, whether it's a live video, if you've taken someone offered a class on it. So week 1, straight business. We're going to talk a little bit about websites. Of course, I am a Shopify partner, so that's going to be the main one that I kind of speak from. I'm going to just let you know that, about the fact that Wix is there. Do I use Wix? No, but my mom did set up a couple like Wix things, and my sister used it, and I wrote notes as far as like what what she felt like were pros and cons of using the Wix software. A lot of people who do service-based, because of the CRM, customer relations manager, and like the back end of it, and being able to, keep track of clients. And that's another word that people think is interchangeable, clients versus customers. And it's really not. When you have clients, it's sometimes a lot more like personal, and you want to have that information, knowing when their birthdays are, when their anniversaries are, knowing about their kids. Like, I love y'all and all, but half the people that come on to Honestly Speaking's website just to buy ink or paper, I don't know who you are. I don't know anything about your family. They're just customers. They're not necessarily clients. But when I had my event business, I had clients. Like, I made it my business to kind of know like when birthdays or anniversaries, their kids, because if I keep up with that, that means that I can kind of put that bug in their ear when it gets closer to that time, within a couple of months, and maybe end up securing that job. So client relation and customers are two different things. We're going to talk about things like that during that first week. Okay. The second week is our phone board. I have been dying to get back to doing phone board. You don't know, that's one of my all-time favorite medias to work with is phone board. There's so many different things that you can do with it. Some of you guys have seen me make items from it, everything from posters to cutouts for tabletops to life-size type cutouts. You can make, it's still posters. Like, I've done signs for like weddings. I've done seating charts on them. It's really easy to cut. I've made gift boxes. One of the things that's trending right now are the ever since Easter, the vending machines, and that's all made from foam board. Now, I've seen some, and I watched some people cut, and I'm like, man, those are some cringy cuts. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, oh my God, y'all need to come and learn how to cut this foam board. I got a couple videos, go find them. I teach you how to cut foam board really, really nicely and real clean. You can make things like selfie frames. People still use those. I still sell quite a few of them. Just did one for graduation and making those custom. So foam board is it can be an inexpensive product to make. You can get foam boards and you have coupons and stuff like that. where Michaels has them. It's like what, I think $2.99 for the 12 by 30 board. You have the ones from Dollar Tree for certain projects. You have Hobby Lobby. They have some big boards, although they actually kind of lose their mind on some. And then like for us, we have a local place here that is a sign supply place. And we buy our foam board now. It's a 4-foot by 8-foot pieces of foam board that we use, and it makes it to where if we're going to do big letters, which I'm actually going to do some for that day, we're actually making a set for an event that's on the 14th. So with her pictures and her name. So that's actually what we're going to end up doing. And I'm going to end up being like, I'm going to prep for it. So I'm going to end up teaching you guys as I'm working on that order, and you'll be able to cut your own shapes and things out. So yeah, we're going to do that. And the first day, the 4th, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it's like I looked at it, but at the same time I didn't, that the fact that that's a holiday, 4th of July. And because I can see if I did it in the morning time, probably before you guys get to go to your barbecues and things like that, I may end up moving it, but I changed that date to the 3rd. So that would be the only Monday day for the summer school. But every Tuesday, and in this case, Monday, is our design day. That's where we're going to kind of talk about, how to create the designs, whether it, of course, my program of choice is Silhouette Studio, but we will end up having some little things in there for those who are there for Photoshop. Now, I won't go into like heavy detail because that'll make the class too long. Silhouette Studio is a free software, so anyone can use it. And normally when I'm teaching from using the free software. But the first day is always a design day. The Wednesday is the business day. So we're going to talk about breaking down the prices, like your supplies. What is your overhead? I can't help you determine these numbers, but I am going to give you the resources to kind of figure those things out. We're going to take a look at a spreadsheet and say, okay, hey, if you were buying retail from the Michaels or the Hobby Lobby versus finding somewhere that has the large ones, and then you don't have to piece so many together, what does that look like? Yes, you may have to pay more for a board, but what does that look like as far as ease of doing it? And being more efficient. So we're going to talk about those things that day. And then the Friday is the production day. So we'll go over like all the supplies that you need so that you can have them before. And so that day is production. I will tell you that it will be like for the foam board, it's more about understanding the cut, and it doesn't matter what you cut. It is still going to be the same techniques. So for that day, it will be learning how to properly cut, whether it's a straight line, cutting out a box, cutting circles, cutting shapes. So I'm going to have a file that's going to have different shapes to it. You'll have to print that out. You'll have to put that on your foam board, and then you'll be able to cut those out. So that's how that production day is going to go, which is the 7th. The 11th, 12th, and 14th are our custom ribbon days. You can use ribbons for so many things, whether it's memorial, if it is for baby showers, bridal showers. You can do the thicker ribbons. You can do the smaller ones. The smaller ones with like just the name and a date on it. Nothing too crazy. Like all you need is like the name and the date, and being able to sublimate them, or even just create the file so that you can outsource it to a company that might hot foil it or hot stamp it. But we're going to talk about those and how that can be a good money maker for you. It's something that is really inexpensive, especially if you're getting spools of ribbon. For certain things, it can be a bit time consuming, but it is great to, it is a great skill to know, even with making like hair bows. So most hair bows are made with gross grain or satin ribbons, and that's something that you can sublimate. So you're going to still learn about those same techniques. If you're not wanting to make memorial ribbons, you can take those same techniques, learning how to make the template and things like that to start creating hair bows. and things like that. So it's just customized customized ribbons, but can be also, you can translate that into bows as well. And same thing, design day, business day, production day. The 18th, 19th, and 21st is sublimation, drinkware, and apparel. Although we are going to just do a shirt, I am going to still talk about, other apparel and give you some tips, like if it's something where it's a sleeve and what you need to have. How do you create a jig for if you're doing the sleeve of a shirt, if you're doing pants? So those are going to just be talking points for you to kind of write down, and then you can try them yourself. At some point, I probably will have a session dedicated to especially doing things like tights or like long sleeves, but we're just going to kind of talk about that and things that you need to know. And drinkware, t-shirts and drinkware are not all over. Like, that is something that's a little bit different, but I will kind of give you my point of view on the whole all over thing. You notice I don't do a lot of talking about this whole talent together to do all over shirts. I mean, if you're talking about a business, that's counterproductive. If it's something for you as a hobby, like you want to personally save money and you want to truly live by DIY, do it yourself, and it's for you, that's different. As a business, no bueno. Like, no, it's just no good. No. But drinkware is a really great place to start in sublimation because of the return that you can get when you're doing drinkware. And everyone says with all the videos that I'm doing, they're still having issues with tumblers. So this will give me an opportunity. Now, if you come to this one for the live one, you better have your camera on. I can't help you if I can't see what you're doing and what your technique is, what it is that you're using, how you're taping it together. So you got to come prepared to turn your cameras on, people, when you come to these sessions. How do you expect to get help if the instructor can't see what you're doing? So that's that week. And then the last week is what's taking this industry by storm, which is transfers. And we're going to talk about DTF, screen print transfers, eco-solvent transfers, even when it comes to ordering sublimation transfers from companies that have the bigger sublimation printers, and they can print out a transfer for you. And I have been wanting to do this for so long. I've been talking about it. It's probably been like over a year for that particular one. I think my holdup was like the white toner and having someone for that one. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to just do the ones I know that I can do. You will have an opportunity to purchase a kit that will include some sublimation transfers, screen print transfers, DTF transfers, and eco-solvent transfers. That way you can press them to a shirt or just a piece of fabric, and you can wash it and you can really see how they hold up, how they feel. So that is going to be an option for you to purchase. It's not included in the class because we're going to talk about those things and like designing, the differences in designing for them, how they're made, the business part. Some people are so like, it's like, oh, I want to get into DTF, but your first thought to get into DTF is figuring out how to get a printer and convert it. No, like, you can order transfers. I order transfers faithfully. That just works for me. I'm not really in the market right now to get a DTF printer. But that is something that's taking the industry by storm, even when it comes to embroidery. Stahl's Transfer Express is doing like a lot of patches and different embroidery type items, chenille patches, and then what's the thing? I can't think. The twill ones that you can get like to be with just a press. So that's the whole POD. It can stand for print on demand. It can stand for press on demand. And when you're getting transfers, it's more of the press on demand. And we're going to talk about that the last week. And once you kind of have all of this knowledge, it's going to help you for the season because you can get some great holiday related designs, whether it is Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, just happy holidays in general, New Year's. And if you're just going to order transfers and then just be able to press. If it is for Thanksgiving type shirts, so it's going to help you for that. We go to Sublimation. All right, well, selling, drinkware, and you don't have to make them Christmas. If someone likes flowers, someone can give their loved one that likes flowers a tumbler that has flowers on it. If they like a lot of like techie stuff, creating designs like that, it doesn't have to be Christmas related, guys. And then also for the shirts and things like that, as Christmas gifts, or just Christmas orders for family pajama shirts. That's something that's really, really big. They can end up just getting and just focusing on finding the bottoms, and you're able to make them matching shirts, which is why we're going to talk about the long sleeve ones if you want to put a design on there. And then when it comes to like the different ribbons and how that works. And then with foam board, some people may want to have customized, like if you're someone who wants to really get into that, whether it's a selfie frame for Christmas that they can kind of wear or hold up, or New Year's Eve parties, if it is like some little custom decor pieces. So if you are someone that's in the event planning space, that is going to be great for you, because that's a really inexpensive skill to learn to add to your party decor. So everything that we're going to do is something that can really help jumpstart, especially if you are stuck in what you are doing right now. And you're like, I know I'm talented, I just can't figure it out. Like my audience isn't like this. So it just will introduce you to maybe something new, or help you perfect something that you have been working on. So that is what the summer school program is in creative business. Like I said, I can't do everything. I know someone mentioned like rhinestones. I can't teach all of that in 5 weeks. I can't possibly teach everything that someone wants to know in a few weeks, but we're always going to have classes that may benefit you. Right now, that class, or that summer school, that program is $336.50. Okay. That's if you're doing a one-time. If you are going to do the buy now, pay later, because that processing fee is a whole lot more on our side for you to be able to break it up, but we take the hit. Well, we would have taken the hit. If you do buy now, pay later, whether you're using Shop Pay or you're using Sezzle, it is $363.50. Still a great, a really, really good cost. And this is a limited price. Okay. You see, it's a lot of information in there. You can definitely get a good return on your investment of this. And this will be a limited time price, and the price will change, and it will change, and it will change, because there is a lot of information included in this summer school program. Okay. So that's that. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to post them in the comments, whether it's now live or, afterwards. Just post the replay and then post whatever questions you have about it. Of course, all of our sessions are taught via live Zoom, so you'll be able to be in that session, be able to ask questions, get answers in real time, and then you get the playback of those sessions. You have unlimited access to the playbacks of each session. And if you sign up for the summer school, and one of the things, of course, once you're ready to do business, you gotta have, if you're gonna try and DIY your business cards, maybe if you don't have an official logo and you kind of just want to have like a little placeholder, or maybe even try your hand at creating your own logo. If you want to do promotional things like creating your own scratch off cards, your own flyers. We had a program that we did, maybe about 3 years ago now. It's called Compliment Your Small Business. Still a lot of great information in that. That is a bonus, and it's included. So once you go to your dashboard, you're going to see that. Now, if you're someone that already signed up for that, whatever that was 3 years ago, there's nothing, extra. But for those who have never seen, who hasn't taken that one, once you go in under the welcome, it'll have a link there. It's a code there for you to put in, and you will get access to all of those sessions for free. And we also have some other bonuses that you will get as we kind of go along with the summer school program. So that summer school, oh Lord, I should have got me some more water before I started this. That summer school, the summer workshops are short, straight to the point sessions, hour and a half tops when it comes to Q&A, but we're really shooting for an hour because we are only working on one thing. When I did the one for the split and like basically like cutting through or overlays and things like that with the champ and cheese, I'm not sure if you guys saw that picture. We were actually done within an hour, but then I showed them some like extra when it came to like Photoshop. This one that's coming up, I will do some of them might be on Photoshop, some may be on Canva, some may be on Silhouette. They're not always going to be in all of the programs, but this first one is in all of the programs. And the reason for that is for you guys to see how I teach from the different softwares. But each workshop will end up being something different, and it won't always be designed. Because like I said, one of the workshops is for those, it's a rolling workshop, but it's gonna kind of like those same days. So that's the first one, is the easy color changing edits. And I'm going to show an example of when it becomes a little bit more complicated, but these are really easy just for you to understand the concept and the technique that it takes. These will range anywhere, and this is great content for very, very low cost. So this is one of those times where don't think just because it's a low cost, like it's low quality. This is me also trying to, help out during the summer. I know some of you guys, the kids are home, so it will range anywhere from 563. Y'all know my numbers, 365. So that's 365 backwards, or 1563. Like that's pretty much the most for these one session and different design things. So we'll have some where we're going to go through tracing, and for some it might be you've taken a tracing class. This again is a work along. These are designed to be work alongs for you to be able to do it and ask questions in real time and make sure that you have an understanding of the technique. They are work alongs. So like I said, some might be tracing. It might be some things for text designs, a specific text technique, and things like that. So that's what the workshops will be. And you'll see them, like different ones will come up, and I will always, of course, try to promote them before, the actual scheduled date. But like I said, the first one is the easy color changing edits. And we're basically going to change, as you can see there, it's the color of his shirt. And it makes it easy because it's not, like a young lady that may have hair everywhere. There's not like a lot of different areas to change colors on, like a lot of obstructions. It's going to be really easy to understand the concept of how you can make these edits as far as colors. So we're going to do that one, and we're going to go from what is more like a cream color type shirt, and we're going to end up making it so you can pretty much make it any color from black to, a bright purple. So that's what that one is. And that one, because we are doing 3 different softwares, that one is 1563. Okay. So that's that. All right. Now, got that part out of the way. Let's now answer some of these questions. Let's see. Okay. So someone asked about a printer. I really can't help you when it comes to print. Like, I'm being honest. Like, I'm not sure if you are wanting it for sublimation. I'm not even sure if you're still here because I realize it's been an hour. If you're wanting it for sublimation right now, unfortunately, it's really hard to have like a solid printer to recommend for sublimation, if that's what you're wanting the wide format printer for. As you guys know, I am not a big fan of EcoTanks. Well, if you don't know, now you know. I'm not a big fan of EcoTank printers at all. I think that they are a big scam in that you're getting less printer, for way more money, only because they're telling you that, hey, you get this ink, it's going to last you for a long time. So you are really paying a whole lot of money for ink if you really think about it. So I'm not a big fan of EcoTank printers. And when it comes to sublimation, because, which actually they're right here, this is what most EcoTank printers use, except for the 16600 and the 16650. They use dye-based inks. The workforce printers use pigment inks, which is what the EcoTank 1600 and 16650 use. They use pigment ink. Now, when you look at sublimation ink, which my yellow fell, I'll grab this one because the one that's outside of the bottle, outside of the packaging, is over there on the floor. This is sublimation. So as you can see, this looks like food coloring, and it prints like it's darker when it prints compared to how this is. Sublimation ink is made more like a pigment ink formula, which is why most people, when they have their ink, it's like it's made really for workforce or pigment printers. The only thing that makes this to where it's ready to go in EcoTank printers is the top, and it just ease of filling. But your colors, you can't make this match the color profile of something that looks orange, and that's like a food color. The magenta is really, really dark. It's not like the magenta here. There's nothing that you can do when you're going to make this ink, a printer that's meant to use this ink, but you're using this, produce the right colors. So if you're looking for something that's inexpensive, can't help you there. The 16600 and 16650 are like 900 and 1300. It might be like 1000 and 1300 now. Now, if you really, really need one, you have that, go ahead and get it. And they might be a little bit easier to get because you can go into the store. So that's the other thing for people, is like being able to go into a store. Epson doesn't have the F570s where they are sold retail. Like, it would be great if they sold those at a Best Buy or an Office Depot, but because, especially, well, Office Depot wouldn't sell it, but Best Buy definitely could. Most times when you're needing to order the F570, you have to order it online. It has to be shipped to you. You have a big old crate and all of those different things. It's probably why, because it's going to be, they can buy locally. You just can't do that with the F570. It's a little bit more. So you're going to end up paying an extra, like $1,000 more compared to the 16600. But it's a true sublimation printer. That's going to be worth it. Like, that's going to be worth it in the long run. Or you can get the Sawgrass printer. Basically, same amount as, let me see, actually, I think you're going to pay a little bit more for the Sawgrass 1000 compared to the 16600. So Sawgrass SG 1000. So yeah, like $200-300 more. Well, really about 400, because you have to get the bypass tray to really do 13x19. The SG, so a lot of people will say, you want to do 13x19, get the Sawgrass SG 1000. What they don't tell you is you can only print up to 11x17 with that printer. If you want to print 13x19, you have to get the bypass tray. That's an additional cost. So if you don't want to get the converted one, you can get the Sawgrass one. You're going to be paying about, close to the same amount, give or take a couple $100. For small format, you have the F170, which is like $399, somewhere in there, $349, somewhere in there, but that's a true sublimation one. But yeah, when it comes to wide format for sublimation, just can't help you. And then with the new workforces, with the whole chip situation, it's not the best option. So right now, my recommendation is, even though we sell ink, our paper is our big money maker, my recommendation is to go with a true sublimation printer. So I don't think that would be necessarily a cartridge issue, because any printer can give you that. I have a very expensive roll-in printer that does, I have issues where it will smear ink and like get right to the end of a print and then it messes up. So that's definitely not just a workforce thing. That's a printer thing in general. And it might be something that you need to do, like go in and do maintenance on them. I find that most creators and crafters, you guys don't do maintenance on them. Going in there, taking the cartridges out, getting the little green sponges and cleaning around it, pouring a solution into your capping station. Things like that are what you can do to help your prints, help the lifespan of your printers. But you have to do actual maintenance. You can't just let it go and just print, and just expect it to be this workhorse. It needs some tender love and care as well. They are, but to my understanding, they do last a really long time compared to your inkjet printers. We are, which I was supposed to do the pre-order. Like it won't be for, I'm telling you now, it won't be for a while, because we're going to do a pre-sale on them. And then it's going to take once we close out the pre-sale, take a couple of weeks for it to get to us. We do want to make sure that we do have those before the holiday season. So we will be getting some more in, but we're going to do them as a pre-order. Let's see. There was something else. Oh, I thought there was another question that I had on here. Went back, but nope. Okay, must have answered everything on there. All right. If you guys don't have any questions, I'm gonna go and just gonna do this, press like this one set of ribbons, and so you guys can see how amazing some Honestly Speaking sublimation paper is. If you guys don't have any questions, we will do that and then we will close out. All right, so let me go ahead and switch over to that camera. It might sound a little weird. I have to either get a good lapel mic or set up my other microphone that's on that side. So it might sound a little weird because my back is going to be to this microphone. Oh, you have a question. What is your question? While I transition over to the other side anyway. All right, well, I'm waiting for your question to pop up. I'm going to go ahead and prep my paper. So I already, of course, have this design. It's already printed out. I printed this out with my Epson Workforce 7210 with Honestly Speaking 11 by 17 paper. This was done with 7/8 ribbon, and there is 13, 14, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 on one 11 by 17 sheet. These are set up for 10-inch ribbons. All right, let me see what your question is that I can answer while I prep. I am about, I'm out of paper, but have plenty ink left. Will your paper work with different inks until I have to order more ink? Yes. So that's for any brand of paper or ink. Of course, it's great branding to say you must use our ink with our paper. You know, of course, we would like to corner the market and monopolize your resources. However, the honest fact of the matter is any paper will work with any ink. Okay. And you're going to get the release of color. So yes, you definitely can use our paper, even if you have a different brand of ink. Not every paper company has ink. So that's also how you will know that you can mix and match those, because not every ink company sells paper and not every paper company sells ink. And hopefully, you guys, like I said, were able to hear me because the microphone is over there. So hopefully you can hear me loud and clear and it doesn't sound all echoey and in the distance. All right. All right. Awesome. Thank you. Feel free to post your questions. If not, you're just gonna watch me stick down ribbon, and this will be done. Once I get the last ribbon on, we will be done in less than 2 minutes as far as getting both sides done. That technique looks so much easier. I wish I knew that when I was doing ribbons for my sister's funeral. Which technique did you use? Oh, you take each ribbon individually. Ah. Wait, how in the heck? These are both 11 by 17s. One paper, oh wow. One of these papers is longer than the other. That's interesting. I wish I had my 1-inch tape for this instead of my 2. So I tried to split it. The ends, technically, I mean, if you don't seal them, yes, they will fray. Yes, with sublimation, your ribbons have to be polyester. Gross grain ribbon and satin ribbon. Well, gross grain ribbon is polyester, so. So you can seal them with a lighter. I do use a different technique, which will be taught during the summer school program. All right, once these are done, we're going to go ahead and close out. No other questions. If you are just joining and you would like to know about the upcoming summer school program and the different summer workshops, you can go back to the beginning of the video. Take advantage of the discounted price early. That price will not last. We have a certain number of enrollees or until a certain day. That price will be valid. Okay. Whew, Jesus. Oh, this one I don't like. This was a tester one though. I wanted to see if I could brand the back, and if it was a solid color, because last time I did it in a solid color, and that worked out. But because this is so light, ooh, and this was a little bit off. So this was a tester one for me. I was trying to see if I lined it up, but I don't really like how this came out. Let's see. Yeah, on that, I should have put it on this side, but because you can see it, it's too light. Dang it. I was trying to figure out a way to brand these with our business information on the back, but I don't like how it came out. But I'll show you how these actually look. Where is the ones from yesterday? Oh, here it is. Without the branded parts that you can see the words through it. So the other ones that I did, I had all purple on the back. And of course, because that was a solid color and the design had purple in it, it looked amazing. So I was like, when I did that, I was like, you know what? I've never tried branding the back of this, but now I know that doesn't really work. Actually, let me put a dot on here so that I can show the difference in the two. got to figure out a different way to have our information. I mean, because these go out to so many different people who come to the event, whether it's a memorial service, a bridal shower, a baby shower, um, corporate events, and you want to be able to, of course, get your business name in those homes and in those businesses. But yeah, I got to figure out something else because I won't be able to brand the back. Looks nice on there, but you can see, you can clearly see through it. Now, if your design is dark on the front, it won't be an issue. But you see, you can see it through there. And then this is the one that is not branded. So you can see the difference in those two sides. Okay, I gotta figure out a different way of doing it. But the colors are still absolutely amazing on there. And yeah, my template was a little bit off. I was very ambitious in doing a whole sheet because I didn't feel like cutting it down. But for me, I don't really care about doing these types of tests. But yeah, my little template was off. So these wouldn't have worked on most of them because it cut off the name on majority. But I said that. I'm like, when I was putting it down, I'm like, one page seemed longer than the other. That's kind of interesting. Oh, see, but now it lined up. I don't know, but that's that. This isn't expensive at all. So for me, I don't feel like, oh no, I wasted a lot of money in product. This is a couple of cents in ribbon, and what retail, this would be a 30-cent sheet of paper, so 60 cents, and then let's say maybe a quarter in ink, if that much. So to get rid of this, I mean, it was an experiment. Of course, I don't pay that for paper. Less than what, $2. So it's not that big of a waste for me to try this. And now I know I can't do it. Looks great, but the QR code wouldn't work. I think that's not going to work on the gross grain anyway. And of course, because it's lighter, we can't do it that way. So a great learning lesson on that. But it was different when I did the all purple on the back. Wait, hold on. What do you mean? The group you posted about to see the preview, is that for your summer classes? No. So that we did, it was for the workshops. So what we did was what we call I do, we do, you do. So it's like literally for one task, and I show them how to do it. Then just to go through it all together so you can see what the process is. Then I go step by step with them, and then I'm kind of quiet and then let them do it on their own. That's how the workshops will go. I do, we do, you do. So that you're getting basically 3 opportunities to see it done, 2 opportunities to do it for yourself. So no, you get access to the student union once you sign up for any class. If you've taken any of the classes since we've had our academy site, even if it was like Silaholics Anonymous, any classes since we've had our academy site, you have access to the student union. So it's not, you can't purchase access to it just purchasing access to it. You have to have purchased a class. Let's switch over here. Okay. Should I do Silhouette Studio in 30 days before the Creative Business Summer School? They are not the same. Like, they're two different programs. Um, Silhouette Studio, hey, I thought we talked about this a long time ago about you taking that one, and now it costs a little bit more. But the 30-day is nothing but Silhouette Studio. It's not really about doing any specific projects. We're not talking about anything business related. The 30-day training is to teach you how to use Silhouette Studio to create designs, getting an understanding of the different tools and functions of the software and how they work at their core to get a better understanding, so that when you do take other classes that's talking about design, you're not going to be lost when someone says, okay, you're going to go to crop, you're going to go to modify. Okay, well, where's modify? Okay, well, mine didn't do this. Like, it will help you again to learn the software. The summer school is about getting you set up with different skill sets that can help you generate revenue, especially going into the most busiest time for creative entrepreneurs. So that's, like I said, that the first day we're going to go over things that you should know when it comes to business. I am not a tax professional. I am not a lawyer. These are things that, this is a lot of information that I have gathered, things that we use in our business, resources that we use in our business that that I'm going to share with you guys about your business, or things that you can incorporate in your business to help you scale up and work more efficiently. Things like talking about how staying kind of small before we're going into a storefront. But the fact that we do still have a rent, we have $800 in, or is it $600? One of those for our storage unit to store all of our paper. I mean, we are able to have a smaller space here. It's not small. It's a pretty big space, but to work out of, but it just, because we have so many different things here, it works out better for us. So yes, it's an additional cost, but it makes it to where we can be more efficient in the space that we have. So it's understanding, making decisions like that for your business. That's what that first week is going to be about. The decision to finally get a website, even if you're only getting 2 or 3 sales on it, it might seem like a lot to pay for it, but it helps you on the back end for taxes to be able to have that as a deduction. That $39, it comes in handy come the end of the year, and being able to have that, just in having to constantly write out invoices or submit invoices, or sending someone the total, like you'll send them stuff, okay, and they don't want to do the math, they want you to do the math. No, have a website that's going to do the math for them, and it's going to give them the total. If your state collects state taxes, you don't have to worry about if you should or shouldn't. It's going to do it for you. If you're not eligible to take state, like to select sales taxes for other states, you don't have to worry about that, because it's going to tell you. So there are benefits to having websites. That's what that first week is going to be about. And then the next 4 weeks is based off of specific projects and specific skills that, if you learn them, they can be money-making skills for you. And they are all low entry skills. Foam board isn't very expensive. Ribbons aren't expensive. Sublimation, drinkware. I mean, some people consider those to be kind of expensive compared to buying a Dollar Tree mug, but in how you design, the fact that, like, for mugs, you can get several of them on a page, to make it more efficient that way. And then, of course, POD, press on demand. So these are all different skill sets that will help elevate your business. That is what the summer school will teach. The summer workshops are not all from Silhouette Studio, and I'm not going over breaking down what each tool does. It's going to be, this is what we do. You're going to go in and you're going to either trace something, or you're going to double click on your edit points. You're going to move them down. I'm going to explain, right click and change it to a corner point, move this. That's all it's going to be. I'm not breaking down each of the tools. You will get a better understanding of the tools through the different workshops, but it's nothing like the 30-day training. I don't have a white toner. I don't know. Yeah, I'm like, I probably will just end up doing a clear sticker, like printing on our roll and making it that size, letting it cut it, and there's just putting, whether it's clear or even our regular white ones on, because on the tail part, actually I'll do that now. Let me see. I don't know if that one will fit though. Oh yeah, this one is definitely way too wide. So I will probably create a thinner version on our Roland and use, I mean, it doesn't really, to be honest, it doesn't have to be permanent on here. It's just so that, hey, when they have it, they do have something that has our business information. So I might end up doing that in, I'm trying to put this in a really light area. Yeah. I want the one that, sorry, wrapped. I just realized it. Making an adhesive sticker wide enough for the back. So, yeah. Um, Kind of, sort of. In creative business, we went through nothing but business. You got more in that one. Like we had full on sessions, like 2-hour sessions on terms and conditions and websites and taxes. Like we have full sessions for those. This is summer school. It's very condensed. I'm not going to like necessarily be going into that deeply. It's like, so the business days for that is understanding how to price for this, who you're going to market these items to. Give you suggestions on who you can market them to is what we're going to kind of go through for the business. Now, literally just that first week is going to be kind of like a condensed version of the creative business program. Whereas with creative business program, I gave you guys suggestions. We went through the resources to create like your terms and conditions. We went over exactly how to make forms. In this, it's going to be, this is the information that you need. You're going to have to either take another class from me or somebody else to learn about it, or go do your own research, to where I will tell them, these are resources and how you can create your own forms. These are some of the things you need to have in term condition. Am I going to break down how to do it in those sessions? No. So you got more. You got a lot of week 1 in the creative business program. We went through pricing. So you're going to come across some of the same things when we're talking about pricing week 2 through week 5, but they are specifically related to the business of foam board creations, custom ribbons, sublimation, and press on demand. You'll have to watch it back, or I have a video where I talk about that, or you can always join the class on custom on the custom ribbons. There's a lot of different places that you can get them from as far as ribbon. Walmart has big spools, of course your normal places like Amazon, but if you want the details, recommend either enrolling in the summer school, or when that one comes up by itself, you enroll in that particular class. It is still going to be an investment for those 3 days, but you can enroll in that to get all the information. Yeah, I'm gonna do create a file for my rolling. Because see, for me, I didn't get my rolling to make transfers for other people or make prints for other people. Like, because, and that's when we were strictly working from the house. It was like what we needed to be able to brand our boxes, our poly mailers, things like this. Now that we are trying to get back into like my original dream of a print shop, I am doing prints for others. But we never intended to really sell transfers, because then that will take us away from like the orders that we're doing. We have to now squeeze those in. So we needed it to be able to make yard signs. I was still making big cutouts and stuff like that. That's what I got mine for. Never intended to sell transfers. Some people definitely get the rolling because they want to sell transfers to other creators and other crafters, but not necessarily us. So I don't know why that wasn't my first thought, was just to create a branded sticker. So it's actually not as, I think in the light, like to the light, when it's, if light is shining through it, it looks really bad. But I just happened to look down at this and it's actually not that bad. I think it's more so because the numbers are really light on this side. But if it was on the other side, yeah, you really wouldn't be able to tell. All right. Okay, wait. I'm still seeing the sound checks coming up. Are those late? I'm just still sitting here. I don't see any other new comments. Can you guys hear me? Because I fixed the mute. Ooh, I look like Zani Mani just then. All right. Last call for any questions. Okay, it must be a major delay because I'm just now seeing the comments, like, and I asked that a while ago. So I am going to wait a little minute to see if, when I ask if there are any questions, if any come up, because obviously there is a major delay on certain platforms. Last call for questions. For a limited time, the summer school program is $336.50. If you pay it all up front. And $363 if you use any buy now pay later. So if you're going to use Sezzle or if you're going to use ShopPay's installment, it is $363.50 or $336.50 if you are paying for it straight out. Haha, thank you for doing that. So it is a delay. That is a delay. Oh, wow. No, there are no new sessions being recorded for the Essentials to Silhouette Studio. That is a 30-day that has already been done, and you get access to the playbacks for it. Most of you guys are not reading through. You're kind of like, you jump on it and you just go to where the videos are and you're skipping, which I don't understand why it's letting you do that, because I could have sworn I put prerequisites on there. You got to finish the first part, but it tells you where to go to get access to all of the live stream playbacks. But there are no, like, we don't have anything where it's a continuous program for any of our trainings. So with that one, it's already done. All 30 days are there for you. It's 30 days, but it is 32 or 33 sessions. And all of those are already there, including the bonus ones where we stayed after class and all of that kind of good jazz. But it's not, there are no new classes for that at all. Now, come the fall, there will be a program, which is our bachelor's program, where that's going to be our foundational resource. And it is going to kind of like basically reiterate that, like, it's going to work from the same worksheets and it'll give you an opportunity. It's just that it won't take place over 30 days. It's going to definitely be extended. And some of those classes are going to be compacted into one session. Like, we won't probably do like a full 3 days of like the subtract and like the modify tools. It'll be down to like 1 day or 2 day, because you have that and we're just kind of going over it. And if it's someone who signs up, because that's going to be a requirement for the bachelor's program. If it's somebody that's coming new to the program and they're just now looking at the 30 days, when we go through that kind of compact, at least they'll be able to be on it live. They can ask questions, and then I'll be able to refer them to exactly where to go to get to get more knowledge, and it's like more detailed in the 30-day training. I'm pretty sure you heard me, but whenever I go and say, like, from when I said, like, to you, it's not a delay, but from me, when I say it compared to when you hear it, it's a delay, is what I'm saying. You're technically not hearing me as soon as I say it. All right, but no other questions. Thank you guys so very much for joining. You saw that solid colors work from the last one. This, not so much, to brand it on the back. You guys got the information about the summer programs. Hold on. Silhouette to Photoshop. Will you provide more videos to get tricky? I'm not sure. Well, it gets tricky. So Silhouette and Photoshop really are not the same softwares at all. There are things that you can do that, would be somewhat similar, but the terminology, the verbiage, the functions, and the tools are very much so different. Silhouette does have like adjustments for hue, saturation, contrast, tint, brightness, and things like that, which you can also do in Photoshop. But with Photoshop, it's a little bit more seamless. You can do a layer, put it like where it's a layer adjustment, and you can easily go back and forth, go back to the original, like turn things off. In Silhouette Studio, in order for you to really see those changes, you don't really get the same type of color scale to be able to get the same type of accuracy. You have to apply, and once you hit apply, you can't really go back, which is why you end up having to create a bunch of different duplicates. Photoshop is pixel based, so you can brush things away. You have blur effects, so they are not the same at all. If you have learned Silhouette, when it comes to learning Photoshop, because you have some sense of designing and design techniques, it can make it an easier transition. It's still, of course, still going to get tricky because now you're trying to relearn new terminology. Cropping in Photoshop and cropping in Silhouette Studio, two totally different things. Totally different. Cropping in Silhouette Studio is equivalent to clipping mask in Photoshop. So I don't have anything that is a Silhouette to Photoshop because those are two totally different programs. My greatest advice is notebooks, 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 notebooks. My student, or like she always says, my apprentice that comes here is a woman after my own heart, because the moment I say something, she has this notebook. She has all of the, oh my God, when she came here, I was trying so hard not to like really geek out and blush, but she had her notebook. And I've talked about, where's my notebook? Hers were on the side, but I talk about having your tabs, and then on the front, like they're labeled for different subjects. And so she had hers. And so she was like, look, see, this is my Foundations of Designing tab. I was like, oh my God, y'all do listen. Oh, I need to see more examples of people who actually listen to like even the smallest details and don't take for granted when I give suggestions like, have yourself a notebook. And if you don't want to have different notebooks, get you some tabs and put it in there. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I was in here straight geeking out. But that is what it's going to take. And writing down notes. If you see something in a group that piques your interest, write that question down. You never know if you might be in a video and it's like, oh, ding. And you can go back to that and play the video back, because my lives stay up, and or maybe it's from somebody else's, and you're going to write a note down. I'm pretty sure you watch, if you're on TikTok, you see people live, and I constantly seeing, come across lives that's about business or business funding and digital products and like all these different things, coaching. And so if you have a notebook and it's like all these questions that you have, or little things that pique your interest, if you write them down, when you're getting, as you guys like to call them, nuggets or gems, and you're writing those things down, you can refer back to them. You can do further research on it. Write more notes and get a clear understanding of what it is that you're wanting to learn. So if you don't have a notebook, guys, you need one that's separate from where you're putting your orders at. If someone contacts you and wants an inquiry, you want to doodle down some things or jot down whatever, don't do it in the same one that you do your notes and stuff in. Have a separate one for that. So I came here today, right? I had some work to do. And when I left the house, I grabbed all of my currently working notebooks. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 working notebooks, all that have they are 4 different things. 4 different working notebooks right now. You have to, like, there's no way around this. And I like writing them with a pen or a pencil or drawing things out versus doing it digitally. But if you work well with doing digital, go for it. I like straight pen and pencil to paper. Yes. Unless this was like a really dead video, all of my live videos are up for replay. Like, you can just go there, which is why now I try to put dates on them. That's another thing too. I got a bunch of videos. Write down if you're on here and it's like, okay, I need, keep your notebook for that. Get you a Professor's Live section and write down if you heard me talk about a topic like the ribbons or whatever it was, whatever project that I did. You do it for yourself. I cannot keep up with how many videos I've done. What video I did this in, I don't know. Half the time I got crazy thumbnails. I don't get to create thumbnails for it because, again, it's live. Some people who create thumbnails, they create the project first and then they create the thumbnail after they are done. Not me. I'm doing live videos, so I won't have a picture to kind of show it. And sometimes I don't get a chance to go back, and you might see it. The thumbnail might be like in a weird section of like the video. If it's just a general Q&A, it's going to have that same thumbnail that just says it was a live. Get in one of your tabs, your notebook is the Professor's Live videos. Write down what the topic was. Write down what the date is. Make it easier on yourself. Because some of y'all come and like, oh, well, Professor, which video did you do this in? I don't know. I'm going to have to go through the videos just like you. I'll have to go to my YouTube. It's not like every single video and every single day is like stored in my head. I'm 42. This brain, eventually the memory, the short-term memory is not as great as the long-term memory. So, keep a notebook. Write it all down. That's actually one of the things I do want to have the assistant do is when I have these live videos, writing down the dates and what it was I talked about in it so that, I do have a reference point, but yeah, all the videos are up. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of content, All right. But yeah, once again, I'm going to close out for real this time. Thank you guys again. Don't forget to visit the website, shop.hsink365.com. If you haven't tried the paper, guys, go get a sample pack. It's 20 sheets. It's very, very, that's the only thing that we actually ship out as first class mail. So as long as you don't mix it with anything else, you will have an option to get that as first class mail. It takes longer to get to you. We can't control the prices of mail. So it's like $4 or something like that to have it sent first class. Of course, that's snail mail. But if you want it within 2 days or 3 days in priority, it's going to cost you a minimum of $8 no matter where you're at. They charge us $8 to send it from here to down south. So let you know it's going to be around that. But try it out. And, you'll be able to just see the difference in what you're using. And if this is maybe it's the same quality, but the difference here is you are supporting a company that also supports you, and it comes on and answers your questions, who's there to help you troubleshoot items. So that might be the only difference in the other brand of paper that you use. And this one is you are supporting the company that gives you support as well. Thank you. Oh my. Yeah. See, some people can. See me, I can't do digital notes. I cannot do digital notes, like writing down like on a because what is it? iPad has like iNotes or something like that, and like Samsung, because I have like my tablet, but like to sit there and like write, like I don't like the delay, and like sometimes the words look kind of crazy with me trying to write with my Apple pen, like not Apple Pencil, my stylus, or even with my husband, like the Apple Pencil. And then for me to type on a I can't do that. Like I want to be able to write and even write in my gibberish and my chicken scratch, and I'll still know what it is. But yeah, some people work better with digital for situations like this. I am definitely more of a straight pen and pencil to paper kind of gal. Hey, yes, I'm definitely Team Samsung and Team Microsoft. I don't do that Apple stuff. Yes. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be ink. And I never did talk about the tumblers. Dang it. It's okay. And be incredible.